Welcome back to the Locals Last Call. To be honest with you, it's been a very frustrating evening to end a very frustrating week for San Diego Loyal. Max, what'd you think?
Not good. I mean, we play against a team like RGV who have scored 6 goals all season in 8 games. Tonight they scored 3, so essentially scored half of their goals already scored the season in 1 game, win even in the first half. A team we should be beating, especially at home after going on that kind of decent home run to begin with. 2 home losses in a row now, and again with only 1 win away from home, it's not a good showing. But what did you make of it?
I was immensely disappointed. I thought we were outcoached today, honestly. The RGV came in with a game plan, and really at no point in the 90 minutes did it seem like we, had the answers to the questions they were posing. We scored 2 goals, but to be honest with you, I think both of them were kind of lucky. A penalty, I didn't get a good look at it. We'll see on the tape. Perez's goal in the first half, I would bet my house on the fact that was a cross, not a shot. So, yeah, we lost 3-2, but I mean, realistically, I think that scoreline flatters us.
I think it's worrying when you see a team like RGV, who again we spoke about on the Bums Breakdown this week, that they were the 2nd lowest scoring team in the whole of the league of the 2 divisions, and tonight they come in and kind of dominate us in the first half. I mean, the issue is still the attack isn't clicking. But again, when the attack isn't clicking, you've got to hope that the defence is solid and kind of keeps a clean sheet. And it wasn't there tonight either. So again, I'm worried. And I think we kind of got a bit excited in the midweek, saying we're 2nd in the table, kind of doing a bit better than we expected to be. Now after that loss, we're down to 4th in the table. Again, the kind of places are very close there too. So, I mean, would you say this is our worst performance this season?
Probably, yeah. But it's hard to say because it didn't feel like we got to do anything we were trying to do tonight. So I don't even know what our game plan was. Yes, to answer your question, yeah, it was probably our worst performance. I didn't even vote on man of the match. I'm not even going to ask you who stood out because honestly, 109 is who stood out tonight. Yeah, man, I don't know. This is the first time I can definitively say I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the last 3 games. I mean, tonight lost 3-2. We scored a penalty and then a lucky cross. Last game we beat OC 2-1 with only 3 shots the whole game. 2 of those shots given the first 20 minutes, so 1 shot in 70 minutes, which is worrying. And then before that, a 2-1 loss to Tulsa. So again, the last 3 games aren't anything to kind of shout about, and something needs to change, whether it's formation or another player or 2 brought in. But to be honest, I mean, me and you watch all these other teams in the league kind of go through their game plan and kind of how they play, and again, they may vary from game to game, but I think with San Diego Loyal, you can kind of watch 1 game and you know how they're going to play, and they're going to stick to that, play it very safe, and again, it may work, it may not, but you look at kind of RGV tonight, they figured us out. Fair play to them, and they deserve the win. I'm not going to kind of say that they were lucky. I mean, you can kind of point things at the referee, but end of the day, they deserve to win, and it's poor from us, and I don't really know what else there is really to add here, honestly.
Yeah, no, to your point there, I think there is something to be said for the whole, we're going to play our style whether we're home or away ideology. I think in theory that's a great idea, but like you said, if you play one way, week in, week out, it's not that hard for teams to devise a game plan to stop what you're trying to do. You have to be able to mix it up, and that is exactly what happened tonight. RGV had a game plan, and for 90 minutes, we just kept trying to do the same shit over and over, and it didn't work. So yeah, I'm not thrilled. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't even know who the next game is. I think Miami maybe.
Miami's next weekend on the road, and honestly, we've had 1 win on the road after the last 3 games. I want to be optimistic. I want to look forward to the season. After these last 3, we need something to cheer about, especially after the news midweek. And I mean, honestly, 1-9, I would say was the best I've heard it all season. But again, you've got to back up on the field too. And as much as you want to kind of want the fans behind the team, everyone to support the team, when you see a good performance on the field to kind of get behind that. And when it's not there, it's kind of a bit disappointing to see that the passion is not shown on the field when it is in the stands.
Definitely, and it was a great crowd tonight outside of 109 as well. They announced the sellout. It looked like most seats were full, and I'm bummed that Loyal just kind of came in and laid a fat goose egg. it's hard with all the things going on right now. I really wanted something to feel good about tonight, and I don't feel like I came away with much, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, we're a quarter way through the season now. It's our 10th game, down to 4th in the table. I think with the bigger away stretch, we'll see kind of how we really are kind of coping for the rest of the season, and especially with the next home game being versus Sacramento too. I think after June 9th, I think we will definitely see a bit more of where we were finishing the table and how we kind of I guess coping for the long haul. But again, I mean, we predicted kind of a third or fourth place finish come the end. But after this long away stretch in the Sacramento game, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised to see us around 6th, 7th, 8th in the table, and that's not good enough for San Diego Low, really, is it?
No, it's absolutely not. And yeah, I would happy to be wrong, but I think we're going through a tough stretch right now. We had a long, difficult stretch last season. I was hoping we wouldn't have that again, but here we are. I would love to be wrong, but I'm not hugely optimistic about where we're at right now.
Yeah, I mean, you could kind of compliment the fight we showed at the end, but I think it's a bit a case of too little, too late, honestly. And I mean, you can kind of go back to the Seattle game where we were down, came back, and then the Phoenix game we were down early on, and I think this kind of highlights how important an early goal is. Obviously, in the Orange County game, we scored 2 goals early on. The rest of the game, we didn't really kind of look like we were going to challenge too much, but we won the game come the end. But tonight, kind of case of we were battling against the referee and them too. So, am I worried? Yes. Do I think we kind of need a few new signings in the team? Definitely. I mean, you look at San Antonio too. Didn't have a great start to the season. They brought in multiple players, maybe on loan or on transfer, and tonight they won 7-0 versus Charleston. So, we've had Ebby out for the season. We've had a few injuries here and there, and not a single player brought in. So, will a few new players solve our issues? I don't know, but there is definitely something wrong. And I mean, it's down to Nate to figure out what that is. Maybe a new player or kind of a different formation, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think something's got to give. And I did want to say too, you kind of alluded to, I am not at all excusing our performance tonight. We are the reason we lost, not the referee. But that genuinely was one of the worst refereeing performances I've seen here at Torero Stadium. Felt very one-sided. There were some fouls that were egregious and not given, and then there were others where it felt like there was no contact at all that were given. And so, again, I'm not excusing our performance. We are the reason we lost this game tonight. But I'm also not excusing the referee performance. So,
yeah, I mean, it's saved for both teams too with the referee. I mean, he gave us a penalty come the end, which I think was a bit iffy. I mean, there was a few things here and there, but to be honest, I don't want to pass the blame to the referee.
No.
We just weren't good enough.
No.
And against a team like RGV, who we should be beating, especially at home, it was just a disappointing game, especially after kind of the week we had. But I think 1-9 kind of carried us through the game too, and kind of carried the team at the end. But I don't know. I mean, next week we've got the bums breakdown for the Miami game. Obviously, a long trip for that one too on the East Coast. So we'll see how that goes. But it's I don't know. I wouldn't say it's happy times to be a loyal fan, but something needs to change, and we'll kind of see if there is anything behind the curtain that may be going on. But we'll see.
Certainly, the chips are down. It's time to rally, and we'll see what this team's got in their gut. So, like Max said, we'll have Bums Breakdown this week. Unfortunately, talking about this game again, and then looking forward to Miami FC away. But other than that, we'll have the Loyal Locals podcast on Tuesday, as well as the Locals Only Lounge immediately afterwards. Keep your eye out for other Kicking It With the Locals content coming. That should be coming up soon. But other than that, for all of us here at Torero Stadium, it has been a night. We'll see you next time.